Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Miami. Tonight, we are here live for episode 3 of season 2 of the Nightlife, our Vampire the Masquerade chronicle set in sunny Florida, Miami. And it's the only place you're going to see a vampire with a tan. With me tonight, of course, I have my full amazing cast. But before we go around and introduce ourselves, I want to go over just a couple little things that we go over at the top of every show. So I know you guys are sick of hearing this. First of all, this is a Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle. It is set in the world of darkness. And if that name isn't telling enough, there are going to be parts of this story that are perhaps a little darker than you might enjoy. They might be intense for some viewers. We, as a cast, have agreed upon some safety tools to use here on the backside of things. But we encourage you to take whatever time you need to feel comfortable. If something gets to be just a little too much as you're staring at the screen, take a break. Do what you got to do. We'll be here happy and waiting for when you come back. Secondly, nothing that comes out of my mouth is canon. I am delighted to tell this story and share it with you all and to play along with this incredible cast. But don't take anything that comes out of my mouth as gospel. I assure you, I just wandered into the Renegade game studio one day and I won't leave. So that's why I get to do this. They pat me on the head, they feed me and tell me I'm doing a good job. So that's what's going on. And then I think the only last bit of business before we dig into who these lovely folks are is that next week we are going to be dark again for Gen Con. However, some of us will be there, so you can come say hi. I know Renegade has a bunch of events going on, but I know Nora's going to be there. Gabe, I have a feeling you're going to be there because you're always at Gen Con. But yeah, come say hi, and then we will be back the following Wednesday. So if you haven't seen episodes 1 and 2, or maybe you missed all of season 1, or maybe you want to see what happened to the hunters in Miami, next week would be a great opportunity for you to catch up on those things. And then you'll be all caught up by the time we come back with episode 4. So that was a lot of talking. Whew. Let's go around and meet everybody. Jen, who are you and who are you playing tonight?
Hello, I am Jen Kretschmer. You can find me on Twitter as @DreamWisp. You can find me streaming on Twitch as DreamWisp Jen. I do a bunch of other stuff, which we'll talk about at the end. But tonight, I am playing your friendly neighborhood Lysandra, Giselle de la Scala.
Friendly. Nora?
Friendship is subjective.
I don't think anyone would use that word. Nora, who are you and who are you playing?
Hi, everyone. I'm Nora Ibrahim. You can find me everywhere at Noralogical. I stream lots of games with lots of people on many networks, which I will explain at the end of the show, including all my Gen Con stuff. But tonight I play Ventru Carmina Magnus, and I'm sure everything with her sire is going to be just fine.
Wonderful. What about the lovely Cynthia? Who are you and who are you playing tonight?
Hey y'all, I am Cynthia Marie. You guys can find me on Twitter at CynDancer or Instagram Cynthia__Marie. Much like Nora, I am all over different networks doing different shows, so we'll talk about that later. But tonight I am playing Reina de la Vega, your celebrity sidekick Tremere.
Wonderful. And rejoining us after gallivanting off on his own adventures, Gabe, who are you and who are you playing tonight?
I'm Gabe Hicks, Gabe James Games. You'll never find me. I got in a fight with a turkey last week, but that's a whole separate story. But today, that's not a joke I did. I hate wild turkeys. But today, I am playing your lovely Toreador, Louvier Bataille.
We're going to come back to the bird thing later on.
That's fine.
Maybe just as a private chat, because this is now a trend for you and I'm concerned. My name is...
when I'm fine.
My name is Diana D'Amico, and I'm going to be your storyteller this evening. When we last saw our coterie, a lot actually happened last week. So let's run through a little bit of that. So Louvier has been gone a few days. He was looking for Aleja, who disappeared shortly after being embraced by Giselle.
Aleja? Continue.
still rattled from an untimely visit from some police officers and Peter's state attorney brother, a hulking beast of a man, let Carmina know that her sire, Lucian Benedict, wanted to speak with her and was waiting downstairs. This beast, named Geronimo, did his very best to keep an eye on Giselle and Reina while his boss spoke with Carmina. It wasn't exactly successful, but he did share some fascinating theories about the embrace itself, as well as the hidden symbolism of doors in Reina's psychic readings. Meanwhile, downstairs, Giselle had a front row seat to Lucian and Carmina kind of squaring off and speaking to each other in some veiled references and riddles. It's clear that Lucian knows at least some of what happened on the dance floor of La Palabra 8 weeks prior, and that there was at least one known witness. Lucian had clearly tracked down Percival, and with some implied violence made sure he'd be quiet about the coteries' indiscretions on that evening 8 weeks ago. He also made it clear that there was to be an Elysium event in 2 days' time, that important people would be in attendance, and that it was expected that Carmina and her friends would visit and behave. He ended their meeting with a threat to Carmina's father, an actually kind of shaking moment for her. Giselle, Reina, and Carmina came back together to try and sort of formulate a plan as far as what needed to be done, which gave us a unique glimpse into what they value most. Carmina being her father. For Reina, we learned about her daughter, Nurse Lena de la Vega. And then at the very tail end of last episode, while they were sort of wrestling Geronimo down onto some floor cushions for additional questioning, Giselle was caught unaware by a photo on Bastian's phone that Geronimo was holding on to of Aleja, arm in arm with Taja. But that's not the question we're going to answer first. That's not where we're diving in tonight. Tonight, I want to figure out, where is Louvier? Where's he been? So, Louvi, remind the lovely people at home what we would see if we saw Louvier on the street.
You would see a handsome man with skin like he walked out of a Hershey's factory, long black locks, and a black lipstick going over the top with a little line going down the middle, trying to make people see a T because they're going to have a holy experience. There are a soft tone to his eyes, a little bit of stubble, but then he seems like it's very well kept. And right now he is wearing a beautiful black suit with white fake leather pants on the bottom and a vest that has little cartoon characters. Actually, he probably got it from a thrift store. He probably got it from someone's father. You don't know, but that's kind of part of the fun of it. And he's just walking down with a martini in his hand, grinning from ear to ear.
Wonderful. Louvier, I mean, when we last saw you, you were eating Isadora. Yeah. So what have you been up to since then? It's been almost 2 months. What has Louvi's modus operandi been?
Louvier has spent some time trying to figure out where Aleja has gone, because there are some questions that not just he, but the rest of his coterie needs answered. And one of the best ways to get information and to find people is, well, to get acquainted with the underbelly of the area. And when you're getting acquainted, there's all these gangs that are split up, having trouble, having problems. So what more fun could be than going to have little conversation with them and starting inter-party drama? Because when all of the pieces are scattered and people have betrayed each other and tried to kill each other, well, then they are that much more vulnerable to the whims and wiles of a charming little vampire who just wants to make these puppets dance and then find his missing sheep.
But Luvi is far too innocent for that.
Only around people that he's afraid will stab him. No, he's a monster. And the coterie that he was with is incredibly smart and incredibly capable. And if they think that he's too smart, he's in danger. So he would rather be a beautiful idiot around them. And then when he's by himself, he wants to make sure that no one knows he is messing with the souls of the weak.
With that in mind, several days ago, Louvier stepped out of the front doors of La Palabra after explaining to the rest of his coterie that he was going to look for Aleja because they were close-ish. And he felt that he would be able to bring her back to the club without any incident or issue as far as a masquerade breach is concerned. So, of course, out of the goodness of your heart, Luvi, you were the one who volunteered to go and search for her. So the instant your feet touch the asphalt outside of La Palabra, you're alone. You can drop it. That facade, that mask that you have to wear.
God, fuck, they are terrifying. A southern accent. Why the hell did I think that was going to be applicable to people like them? Keeping that shit up for long is exhausting.
So, Louvier, do you go and search for Aleja? Do you go immediately? Or do you make a few stops first?
I search for an hour. And if I can't find her, then...
You look anywhere in particular?
I look for more clues around Fiasco's place, actually. Because people talk, and there's a solid chance that with how twisted and focused on debauchery the people in that area were, just letting loose of their limitations, someone might have seen something. And if you offer them bliss, they might offer information.
You can lie to yourself, Luvi, but you can't lie to me. That's not the only reason you're going to Le Petit Chou. Be honest.
Maybe Sid's there. Who knows? I was a fan, all right? Slightly. Partially.
Didn't know you could blush. And as you... you don't take the sewer route to get to the back room at Le Petit Chou this time. That was...
no, that was for...
bad enough the first time.
Yes, that was worth suffering. To watch the others have to suffer too.
Carmina's shoes.
God, I will cherish that moment forever and thank the gods for the cloud.
As you round the corner on the sidewalk in front of Le Petit Chou, you can see it. It looks mostly the same. It's still a dive bar by every definition of the term. No one is outside. There's a couple of casual smokers, maybe a block down, leaning up against the building, carrying on a conversation, but they pay you no attention. Do you go right in?
I'm going to walk up to the smokers.
Okay.
Could I bum a cig, please?
Fuck off, dude. We're talking.
What are you talking about? Do tell.
Look, man, I don't have any cash. You'd be better off begging down by the gas station.
And I get uncomfortably close. Oh, sweetheart, you would be the one begging, but that's not what I'm here for.
As you step up sort of into this man's personal space, you can see that he can't be more than a month or two past legal drinking age. He's still got one of those like really patchy little beards that's just not quite growing in right, but he's going to keep it anyway. Yeah. And he's got on like a plaid shirt and jeans with work boots, clearly not a local. And as you say, you're the one who'll be begging, sweetheart. His friend, who looks about the same, sort of laughs and takes a step back, turning away from the two of you to give you a little bit of privacy. I'm not into it. It's I look, if you really want a cigarette, here you go.
And he grabs it with his mouth, actually.
It's one of those gross, like Camel Crush menthol cigarettes. So it literally tastes like minty garbage.
I see you are someone of truly refined taste.
I mean, if you're going to be ungrateful about it, you can just give it back.
And then he leans in one more time. You look like a fruit that has just riped from the tree, so not yet juicy enough. Go home.
Are you activating anything when you say this to him?
Yes, I am going to activate good. Oh, wait, I wrote it down because I'm smart. I made good choices this time.
Way to go, Gabe. Thanks, past Gabe.
I'm going to activate Compel.
Okay. Hold, please, while I figure out exactly how small my dice pool is to resist this. All right. Go ahead and roll your charisma and dominate.
Hell yeah.
Or Wilbur. Never stood a chance.
Wilbur?
Yeah. It's Farm Boy. Oh, God.
That is 3 successes.
That beats the none that he rolled.
Poor baby.
Yeah. So he's going to kind of like, as you lean in even closer, his eyes grow wide as you speak to him. And it's very much as if he came to the realization that he should be far more afraid of you than he truly is. And without saying a word to his friend, he takes a couple like sort of stumbled steps backwards and then turns and speed walks diagonally across the street, basically into traffic away from you. His friend immediately. Dude, where are you going? And he'll start jogging after him.
I really do not like vermin stinking up before I might have dinner. Well, one of the pets will like that. And I stuff the cigarette into my jacket.
Okay. Do me a favor.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me wits and resolve.
Oh, why?
Don't worry about it. It's fine. Just a little storyteller flavor. Nothing to worry about.
That is 3 successes.
Okay. All right.
Fear.
As you go to put the cigarette into your pocket, you realize that like you had kind of tensed something in your neck and you sort of go to roll out the muscle. And with just a little too much force, you actually pop the weird little menthol bead at the base of that cigarette. So now you smell very, very strongly of menthol.
Great. I'm gonna think that whatever. What is it? Hipsters love that shit. So great. And they'll kind of like just puff his jacket and then head on in.
I imagine that Movie probably likes to make an entrance. Are you trying to go unnoticed as you enter Le Petit Choux, or are you movieing it up?
100% the latter. It is walking in with an air of, it's someone who knows they're a celebrity but doesn't care if anyone else believes it.
Me too, Movie. Me too. You step into the space and it's very much like you remember it. It's a little bit smoky, very dim, but not like ambiance dim like there are a bunch of light bulbs burnt out dim. The dance floor is relatively empty. There are a couple bodies swaying here and there. It's not nearly as packed as it was the last time you were here. And on a cursory glance around the room, roll me wits and awareness.
Wits awareness. Let's go. Two successes.
Okay. On a cursory glance around the room, no one really stands out to you. There are a couple individuals at the bar. It's not a very lively spot right this moment.
What a shame. You know, we're going to. And there was like an upstairs kind of area, right? Or at least steps that went up that you could look down.
There was sort of a hallway that led off towards the back of the club.
That's right. Yeah. So, you know, we're going to go to the bar first.
Okay.
Just to see if Sid is anywhere to be seen.
Okay. If you're looking around the bar, are you searching specifically for Sid?
Sid is the focus. Aleha is an extra bonus if they're around.
Okay.
I guess.
Wow.
Look.
You don't notice Sid. It's strange, though, when you walk up to the bar and kind of lean against it in that very much casual, sexy fashion that you've mastered at this point. You do catch the attention of a woman sitting directly beside where you approached. She's got really long, dark lashes and sort of this wild bush of dark hair. And she kind of eyes you with something a little bit feral in her gaze.
There's oh my dear, the last time someone looked at me like that, well, let's say I turned a 90-degree angle very fast. Can I help you, my dear?
No, you just look very familiar to me. Something about the hair, the eyes.
That's because you've probably seen me in your dreams. What is your name, darling?
If I have seen you in my dreams, should you not know my name already?
Well, only if I'm a dream come true.
These lines, they do not work on me. You're going to have to try harder than that.
Well, if I have been in your dreams and I have come to life, I would like the opportunity to show you that the real thing is way better than any imagination you might have. My name is Louvier, and what is yours, mon chéri?
The woman sort of turns in her stool to face you at this point. And you can see now that she has a body. And she's very much using it to her advantage in this situation. Leaning and posturing just a little bit. Getting into your personal space like you would normally use to approach prey.
He has
I
a
told
moment where
you.
he thinks, am I being hunted? And he's all into it.
I told you. That doesn't work on me. Nice to meet you, Louvier. And she gets up and turns to walk towards the other side of the bar. And in that moment, you feel a sharpness in your ribs on the other side of your body. What the fuck are you doing here?
Well, I was enjoying a nice conversation.
You can see as you kind of turn your head over your shoulder, the top of a blonde head with just a little bit of shaved side showing. This is Sid.
Is that a knife, or are you just happy to see me?
Well, I'm sure as fuck not happy to see you. What are you doing here?
Well, why aren't you happy to see me? I came here looking for you.
She pushes the blade just a little bit harder into your ribs.
Are you an exhibitionist? Because there is plenty of people around here, darling.
I need to know that you aren't going to hurt any of these people.
If I was going to hurt these people, I wouldn't have been waiting at the bar, would I have?
I don't know, Luby. You're kind of fucking weird.
Yeah, but you like it, don't you?
I don't know. I catch you eating someone in the middle of your bar and then I don't hear from you for 2 months. What the fuck, dude? Talk about ghosting.
Were you jealous I wasn't eating you? Is that the problem?
She shoves the blade in just a little bit harder to the point where it's breaking skin now.
That's not a no.
Louvier, if Fiasco knew what you had done, you cannot be here.
Your boss is named after a mediocre card game. Gabe doesn't believe that. So if you really are so worried about that, how about you let me turn around and look you in the eyes myself?
After a moment's hesitation, you feel the pressure on the blade lessen slightly as she pulls it away from your side.
He turns. Were you jealous I was talking to that hottie a second ago? Because I was looking for you and I did not find you, but you found me very quickly when someone
And then
else...
she stabs you.
You know, you could just say yes. Yes is a valid answer. These aren't rhetorical questions.
Listen, you fuck. This isn't the time to play games. You can't just show up here. What do you want? What do you want?
Kiss me.
No.
Please.
No.
You can stab me harder. Look, I'll do it for you. And he like puts it in a little bit. See, there. You liked me a whole lot better when the knife was in me. I could.
She twists it.
Right?
You were so fucking weird. And she pulls out the knife and slides it back into her pocket.
You should taste it.
You take a superficial damage.
Worth it. I missed you too, Sid.
Did you have a reason for being here? Like, I don't really have time for this. It's my shift and I can't like.
Look, you're smart, you're resourceful, and I less in like a collecting things way, more like a sex and recruitment way. I want you, Sid, there on the table.
Does this line ever work?
I'm waiting to find out.
You should go.
Are you coming?
No.
Why?
Look, dude, I I liked you, and then you just kind of like disappeared after what was apparently a very wild night at La Palabra. So I don't have time to deal with whatever.
Yes, because
This
if you bring,
is.
well, all right. You what? Cards on the table. You see all those people dancing out there, Sid, having the time of their lives.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, those people don't have to deal with the nonsense that I have been dealing with for months now. And you interest me because you treat danger like it is not just foreplay. You treat danger like it is foreplay, what comes after, and then the morning after. And that intrigues me, Sid. See, because not everyone knows how to dance like that. Some people might know one, some people might know 2 steps, but no one seems to know the whole dance or be willing to learn it. So you intrigue me. So I came back. I came back by myself, Sid, because when I could have this conversation with you, I wasn't going to be worrying about 3 other wolves trying to eat you alive for anything that you might say. Is that better, Sid?
And then your phone goes off.
What is it now?
You pull it out. And it's a text message from someone named Felipe. And it just says, "What you doing?" Oh, you're really doing it. You're taking a text message. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the bar, and then when I come back, you'll be gone, right?
Is that what you would prefer, Sid? You know what? If you tell me to leave right now, I will walk out.
She leans in real close to you. And you see the mask of pure rage falter slightly as one of her eyebrows raises. And she simply says, "You're gonna have to fight for it."
I thought you said you didn't want me to cause a scene here, Sid.
I didn't say here.
And there is definitely a look of ravenous hunger in Louviere's eyes. When does your shift end? I have sharper blades than that.
It's not going to be that easy, Louviere. Tell you what, I'll see you at the party in a couple days. And she turns and heads back around to circle the bar and go back to work.
It's always the scary, powerful, strong ones that just... Well, I was dancing. What do you want? He texts back. And it's like with that annoying voice to text. So it's probably a little wrong because it's loud here.
Mm-hmm.
And voice to text does not work great to express your emotion when you're like pissed off.
The voice to text interprets dancing as like lampshade or something like that. So it goes through to Felipe, and you just get back kind of like a question mark, and then 3 dots for a second, and then an eggplant, and then question mark.
I'm gonna walk outside.
Okay.
I'm not gonna deal with much, and I'm just gonna call.
You're calling Felipe?
Yep. I'm like, you know what? I'm not dealing with this nonsense. Already got turned down. I got turned down. Me, hot boy extraordinaire.
Hello?
Hi. Yes. I was not doing I was not having sex. I was having a conversation.
That was more of like an offer, but I guess that's good to know.
Oh. Have we done?
You don't remember?
I'm drunk.
You don't sound drunk at all.
That's because I have.
You said I was the best you'd ever had.
Okay, hold on, Felipe.
Luvier, I thought we really shared something. This is.
We did. We absolutely did. And you've seen what I look like, so I drink a lot and I pretend not to drink a lot. Like, and then he leans the phone in. Can you hear the club? You know, so I called because I wanted to make sure. Whoa. Have you ever had something called a vodka and tonic?
What? I mean, yeah, that's just like a bunch of vodka. You know what, Luvi? Look.
Yeah.
What's my last name?
Mateo.
That's your last name.
Yeah, I thought that was the point.
Oh boy. You know what? Never mind. I've gotta go.
Okay, you know what? If you're going to own up to being uncomfortable about the fact that I have a terrible memory after drinking, let's just say that. I'm sorry, Felipe, that I don't remember what your last name is after having a really long day and a long night.
Okay, well, look, I'm okay. I'm sorry.
That I am too. I appreciate that you called.
Can I make, well, you called, can I make it up to you somehow? I just, I don't want to, we work together sometimes. It'd be a shame to be so weird around each other.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Yes, I would love do you want to catch up, actually?
Well, I think maybe you should go get some rest if you've had too many vodka tonics, I guess.
Can I rest in your bed?
Yeah, I don't think that's a great idea tonight. How about I check in with you like tomorrow and just sort of see how you're feeling?
That wasn't a sex thing. I actually meant like we could have a conversation. Well, yeah. No, sure. I don't want to make you uncomfortable.
I'll talk to you later. Just let me know when you make it home, okay? Okay.
I will. I thank you for caring about me. That's very sweet of you.
Oh,
I don't have enough of that lately.
Yeah. Well, let me know if you need anything, but good night, Luvier.
Good night, Philly.
And the line goes dead.
I open my phone and I go to photos and I search the name Felipe to see if it's one of those like people and pets things that you can assign faces and names to on your phone.
Roll me intelligence and technology.
Hell yeah. Oh no. Wait, oh no. This is fine. This is only going to go well. 1 success.
Boy. Yeah. So to your surprise, your phone does do the whole like finding pictures thing where it's like the moving circle where it's processing. And then it pulls up 5 different people, all named Felipe, all with pictures. One of them you think might be the cat that's in the picture with the person, but there's no guarantee on that.
How did it? There's no face in this picture.
None of it really rings a bell staring at it.
I gotta get a new phone. Lord, I need to get a new phone. All right, well, the best line. I gotta stop using that line.
As you're standing outside of Le Petit's shoes, sort of admonishing yourself for, maybe phoning it in just a little bit with your post-coital conversations, you realize that you've now kind of fucked up 3 times in a row.
Yeah, how does that happen?
Gonna have to go back to La Palabra, and you don't have anything to show for it.
What's something I could Aleja was doing drugs, and in my upper echelon scenes I could convince them that she hasn't gotten a new supplier lately. So yeah. If I talk about a lack of a supplier, then I can talk about eliminating the what's something that cowboys say. I do declare. I do declare. There we go.
You also realize that what might be your best bet to actually have something tangible for the ladies back at La Palabra would be to maybe check in with Percival just to see if he's seen anybody or heard anything, or if his birds have seen or heard anything.
Oh God, that's right, the weird bird boy. And he had a phone, correct?
He did, but you don't have the number.
Oh my
Only
God.
Carmina has the number.
Oh no, that's right. But I know where he is. So I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna go. Because I have to go through the sewer to get to him, don't I?
Yes, you do, my friend.
Is there anyone along the street?
Yeah, there are lots of people.
I'm gonna find
Who
someone.
are you looking for?
I'm gonna find someone who looks they look like a jerk. Like I want that person who just looks like he's kind of like a trashy. He's got that trashy look on his face. He's too proud of himself, but he doesn't look like he donates to charity. He looks like he's charity. Like I want to find that. Yeah, I want to find the club jerk.
Are you looking for someone who's by themselves, or are you looking?
100%.
Are you going to single? Okay, so roll me.
Yeah.
Wits and streetwise, and this is going to determine exactly how douchey of a dude you can find on the Miami Strip.
2 successes.
So you see this guy who's just stepping off of one of those rentable motor scooter things by himself. And he's got a big old Affliction shirt on, and dude reeks of Axe body spray. You could smell him from 20 yards away. And you think that's your guy.
God, he's dressed like Peter. Okay.
Wow. Guys, look, okay, fourth wall break here. Peter deserved better than you chuckle fucks. Okay. Back into the story. Immersive storytelling.
He just got off the scooter?
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk up to him. Well, hello there. My name is Alan, and I am one of the... Well, you know what? You have been selected to try a new product of ours that we are trying out. We call it Super Weed, but we only offer it to people who are by themselves. Would you like to try a sample?
Bro, I don't know how you knew that I was looking for some stuff, but
You know what? You have the attire of someone biblical. You look like a Peter from the Bible, but if Peter had good taste and good kush.
Thanks, man. That's a real nice compliment, bro. So where's the weed?
Come on. Between you and me, we actually, deal it outside the back door of the club so that the normies don't get it.
Oh, yeah. Fuck these guys, and he will follow you without question.
Right? Trash. Louvier is going to lead him to the alleyway behind the club. All right.
So
I'm going to pull out that cigarette. We made them look like cigarettes. Try it.
Roll me charisma manipulation. Or no, roll me manipulation and persuasion, we'll say. You can't charm your way into this guy's mouth.
Yeah, you say that. 4 successes.
I meant what I said, Nora. Yeah, he kind of pauses for a second, and he makes a thinking face. Legitimately, he sort of pulls one of these. Okay, yeah, sure, whatever. I've done this before. And then he takes it from
sure
you.
You have. And then I'm going to compel, strip off your clothes and go streaking.
Boy, giving you compel was just a fucking mistake.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Roll me your thing, your charisma, and dominate. This guy has an even lower intelligence.
So all of them were successes. So that's 5.
Cool. Yeah, Chad.
Yeah, he seems like a Chad.
Chad, as if this were a move that he performed daily in the gym in front of the mirrors for himself and only for himself, reaches down and sort of peels off his affliction tee. You can see his freshly waxed and oiled chest. And he sort of reaches down and starts to undo his dock shorts and pushes them down and all the way, man.
No, that's good. Go.
Okay. Dude starts running.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't actually take the shorts all the way off. So at first he trips because they're around his ankles and he's sort of right on the concrete.
Yep.
Right on his nose. So he gets up and sort of kicks off his shorts with this big trail of blood coming out of one nostril. Mm-hmm. And he's like, okay, dude, see you later. And he runs off into the street.
I love Chicken Run. Okay. And Louvier starts taking off his clothes and then folding them up and then putting them behind a dumpster or something and then putting on Chad's clothes. Yeah. Sewer weeds are real. What a dumbass. And starts putting on Chad's clothes. And then he's going to go in to go see their little Nosferatu friend in Chad's clothes. Not in his clothes. That'd be horrible.
How are you getting in the sewer? Okay, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and make me your strength and stealth to remove the manhole cover and climb into the sewer.
Thanks.
Never gonna get tired of saying that.
I love this.
Mm-hmm.
2 successes. Awesome. God, I hate this.
Louvier.
Do this to me. You could have given me his phone number.
Honey, I love you so much. You pull. God, I love our chat. You sort of pull this manhole to the side and pray that no one you know walks by this alley right now. You do catch a couple of people sort of off in the street who had been filming Chad doing his jog of empowerment. and a few of them sort of turn in your direction as you labor to pull aside this giant manhole cover. But their attention quickly turns back to the mostly naked man screeching in the middle of the street. How's it feel down there?
Nasty. Ugh. Smells like what I assume Felipe's bedroom did after we did all what's assumedly debaucherous, terrible things.
The best sex you've ever had. Go ahead and make me a willpower roll.
Huh? Wait, why?
Because you're in the sewer.
Oh,
You're a fucking Toreador, my friend.
why would you do that to me?
Because I love you a lot.
Two successes. That's not great, all things considered. Should have been higher.
As your feet land on the slick tiles that make up the walkway down here in the Miami sewers, the only thing stronger than the scent of Axe body spray wafting up your nostrils is the encroaching feeling of disgust and grime. It physically hurts you to open your eyes to more than slits and look around your surroundings.
Sewer is gross. Those girls are scarier. Oh God. I'm afraid to say they're grosser because I have the weird feeling that they could hear me if I said it just somehow. Oh wait, fuck. Could I have just fucking talk to some fucking birds?
Roll me wits and awareness.
Two.
You can hear the trogs, the echoes sort of bouncing around the walls of the sewer. There's something slightly off about it. You are, however, so distracted by this sort of weighty discomfort that you're feeling that you can't quite put your finger on it. But it does give you a direction to follow, where you hope you'll find Percival at the end.
I swear, if he's not at the end of this, I'm gonna eat somebody. I'm gonna eat 3 people and then dump them in the sewers like you dump trash after you finish a plate. For their sake, he's down here. He's just like talking to himself about all the things that he hopes are going to be true so he doesn't lose his ish for walking in a nasty sewer.
The music does begin to get louder the more you walk. Make me another willpower roll.
One success. That's getting progressively worse.
You're taken aback for a moment as an incredibly loud and odorous torrent of water seems to sort of just like fall from one of the spouts on the ceiling directly beside you. In fact, it splashes you a little bit, you think. It's so bad and so abrupt, you are thrown to your knees and your palms land on these greasy, grimy tiles.
Carmita's shoes. Carmita's shoes. Carmita's shoes. Nobody saw this. Nobody has to know. If he's not in that space, I'm going to burn down a stadium full of people and turn it into barbecue. Okay. Everything. He's slowly going to try to keep his composure and make his way to that horrible man.
Make me one more willpower roll.
Three successes.
Okay. What's your humanity at right now?
Not good. 5.
Okay. Go ahead and roll one additional dice for me.
That's a 6.
So that makes how many successes total?
3 total.
Okay. As you take the last few steps out into this sort of open area that you remember having been Percival's grotto, as it were,
Mhm.
you start to feel this pulsing, painful throb, and it starts in your fingertips and it eventually works its way up your arms to your throat, and you're actually clutching your throat to try and get it under control as you step into this space and sort of whirl around, only to see that Percival is not here. The carts, everything that he had set up to make this more homey, the photos on the wall that he had that had obviously been very important to him, have all been ripped down. And some of them, it looks like, have been thrown in the refuse that's commonplace down here. And you realize that the noise you had heard was actually the skipping track of the Trogs album, replaying the same 4 seconds over and over and over. And suddenly that Trogs rhythm sort of lines up with this pulsing feeling in your body. And as much as you have the impulse to retch, you sort of stumble towards the manhole cover that you know will get you out of this horrible space, this terrible spot, free you from this feeling. And you slip, taking a step in that direction, looking down and seeing that your boot had fallen into a puddle of something ichorous and old and coagulated. But you don't care as you struggle to reach the top of this ladder, pushing as hard as you can on the manhole and unleashing a beam of lantern light into where you currently climb out, leaving the sewer, but overpowered by the beast inside you. Louvier, what do you do when you frenzy?
His nails stretch ever so slightly, and it becomes a notion where the only color that is truly beautiful is red, a bright crimson red. And it's just anger. There's not that same care about the physical appearance with beauty and grace. It is as if Louvier simply gets a primal desire to paint a beautiful red sunset along every wall that he can find. And
you emerge from this manhole, again, along sort of a busy street side along the main strip of clubs. And it just so happens that a bachelorette party, already probably 4 or 5 bars into their evening, stumbles past the alley you've emerged from. A straggler lags perhaps 7 feet, 8 feet behind her friends. You know what you got to do.
He rips off the shirt and looking at the straggler. What's that thing that I was going to do that was going to cause a problem? Let's see.
Baby, everything you do causes problems. I'm not going to lie to you.
So he's going to, yeah, almost as quickly as possible, try to actually like grab her and pull her aside.
With the end goal being what?
He's trying to have half to drink and half to paint with of the beautiful container that is this walking. Well, you can call her a wine jar. You can call her a paint jar. Either way, jars get used up.
All right, Louie. Roll me Dex and Stealth to see how adeptly you can snag her off the street without anyone noticing.
And you said it's a bachelorette party, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to remind you guys that it's called Vampire the Masquerade.
Yeah. A masquerade only matters if there's any witnesses. Oh, God. And you said a frenzy.
Yeah, do the thing.
There's a whole sewer. That is 2 successes.
What does it look like when you snag this woman?
There is a vicious hunger in her eyes and in his eyes, and he grabs her and pulls her, and he starts leaning in to bite and then catches himself. And you're going to love this.
I don't think I am.
With Compel, he says, because we never said that he put the cover back on to the sewer grate. With Compel, he says, call out to your friends and then go run in the sewer.
So, make your Compel roll for me. The difficulty is going to be much higher right now because you are frenzied.
Good. 4.
Okay. The woman kind of looks at you, and you're familiar with the expression on her face because you see it all the time. It's very much the expression of someone who has just been like pulled into a dream. And as your bodies are sort of close together and you say, call to your friends and go play in the sewer, she opens her mouth slightly and then just slowly sort of shakes her head and goes, but then I'd have to share you. The beast inside you, Bouvier, is clawing its way to the surface. Where you normally handle interpersonal matters like this with finesse and delicacy and some measure of conscientiousness, none of that is important right now. What is important is the blood pulsing through this woman's veins. You can hear it. You can almost smell it.
That's right, darling. And I pull her with me. And then I throw her down myself.
Okay.
And I shout, "Are you okay?" As loud as I can, hoping they hear. Well, not as loud as I can, but in the direction of the party. I'm going to eat all of them.
Oh boy. Yeah, sure enough, two of her friends at the very tail end of the crowd turn around and go, "Where's Becca?" And then they kind of take a couple steps back towards the alley and see you standing over this open sewer grate. "Oh my God, Becca, are you okay?" And 7 of these women, the rest of the party, including one with a big white sash that says bride to be, come running over. One of them is already kind of like pulling up her phone to dial 911. This is why I told you guys tonight's the Louvier show. Okay.
How many mistakes do we want to make? That's what am I? All of them. So okay, here's the fun thing.
All right.
I had saved points from before, and I had invested points into Dominate. A very neat power combined with Dominate is, what was it? I wrote this down. That's very irresistible voice. So the vampire can use Dominate powers with their voice alone, which is why it was so good to invest in the presence.
Okay.
And he's going to say, "Throw your phone down the sewer."
I'm not going to make you do your roll again.
I'm just saying. You look, I've been stabbed.
You've had a night. Yeah, you've had a night. She kind of takes one look at you and kind of looks at the situation and chucks her phone down. You actually notice from your vantage point, it hits her friend because her friend landed directly on their ankles and sort of just like collapsed.
At that point, he's going to try to convince all of them that we all need to go down there and check on her.
For the sake of brevity. Louvier, having trekked through the sewers once again, this time not faring quite so lucky. After an evening of disappointment and rejection, lures this bachelorette party into the very obviously overturned and probably violent crime scene-y lair of his friend Percival, and eats all of them?
No. The last thing that I'll do is if the bridesmaid tries to go down, I'd wait for her to go last. And instead, I would use cloud memory so she forgets the past few minutes and feels like everyone just went home on their own. I'm not a monster, Diana.
Yes, you are. So you're sending this poor bride home thinking that all of her friends made it home safe and her whole bridal party has just been eaten in a Miami sewer.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just to be clear about what the plan is here.
Yeah. She'll go on to have a happy life, think that all of her friends hated her.
Do you drink the rest of the women to death?
Well, I mean, I'm frenzied. And here's part of, I guess, what makes it worse. They're in Percival's home.
Yeah, this is sort of a... No, never mind. This is great. Just do what you're doing. It's awesome.
You wanted a frenzied Louvier.
I did.
And you gave me a bachelorette party.
Okay.
It's incredible that only 6 of them went.
So you eat a bunch of bachelorettes and leave their remains in the sewer next to a puddle of what is presumably your friend Percival's blood.
It sounds bad when you say it that way.
I don't know that there's a way to make it sound good, but if that's the plan, then that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then I'm going to take off my clothes down there. These are Chad's clothes.
Keep going. I was hoping there was more to that statement, but
yeah, take off my clothes. Leave them
get naked in the sewer.
A little bit satiated. Like it's like having a watermelon. Like it's not necessarily fully filling because it was just a bachelorette party. It wasn't like 3 Chads, but like
it was mostly water. It was like
what can
eating
you do?
celery, empty calories.
Go up, change into his proper clothes.
Uh-huh.
Then he's gonna call Carmina.
So back at La Palabra. This is about 3 days after Louvier technically went searching for Aleja. All of you know Louvier well enough to know that, you know, that probably wasn't the first order of business, but it's fine. Right now, the 3 of you are upstairs in Reina de la Vega's tarot reading room, crouched down around Geronimo, who you've just sort of wrestled onto the floor cushions while he was putting his number in Bastien's phone. We're picking up right where we left off last week, where we just discovered that Carmina's father and Elena de la Vega have disappeared, both seemingly leaving the retirement community at the same time with 0 notice for 0 reason. And the picture of Taja and Aleja has just sort of scrolled past on Bastien's timeline feed. And that's when your phone rings, Carmina.
I see that it's his number and I pick it up. Where the fuck are you?
Hey, Carmina. So, Percival's blood is on the floor in his home.
Fuck. You know that we haven't seen his birds around? Which usually I wouldn't care, but that's not a good sign. And now that's just confirming it. Which is...
Who knew about Percival's existence besides us?
I'm sure a lot of people.
But he seemed relatively secretive, didn't he?
For him? I guess. I don't know.
Also, where the hells could he have gone if he is bleeding? Because he is not in the sewers.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to find that out right now, along with a whole bunch of other shit.
What? Why?
Where are you? Get over here.
I'm on my way. I have a ride. I will be there soon. Oh, God.
Who was that?
So Luvy's alive. Good news. Bad news. More of a shitstorm because Percival, where we thought that something was wrong, something probably is wrong because splattered blood.
What? Oh, blood. Well, that could be kind of a medium problem. It could be that maybe Percival got a little messy.
I don't know. The trajectory is everything's going bad right now. So
Did he say where he's been? He's been gone for a while.
Yeah. I don't know, probably on a little joyride, which means by joyride, I mean he probably found a bunch of people that interested him.
One of them might have been named Joy.
One of them might have well been Joy. We don't know. We'll find out when he gets here.
Actually, I've been reading a tome of sorts, a book. I may have actually figured something out about maybe some of my abilities. Storyteller.
Do you guys want me to leave?
Are you still here?
You told me back. You said I had to come back. I just did what you told me to do.
Shit.
Go.
I'll cover. Keep going. It's fine.
Do we still want him here? What's the point of having him still here?
I can still hear you. I'm going to hum.
Great. What do we do? Kick him out. Go, be gone. Go, be escorted out. I'm going to call for him to be escorted out. Listen, this has been great. Lovely chatting and getting to know each other, but you gotta go.
Oh, okay.
Bye-bye now.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Nice meeting you. Geronimo backs out of the door, clearly confused by this interaction, and starts to descend the stairs. You can see Bastien behind the bar, sort of like giving him one of these.
Yeah. So back to the thing that I was reading, that I think that there's a possibility that I think I can do this pretty easily. Because I've been kind of practicing something here.
Okay.
Storyteller, I'm going to activate one of my new powers, Share the Senses, and I'm going to try to go into Louvier.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Practice makes perfect. I'm going to something that I know.
Oh boy.
It's gonna be great.
Could you give me the text?
Yeah,
that one?
I am trying to find it for you. See, I told you I had my book.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's
not between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. though. That gets kind of dodgy.
Let's go a little sketch. Yeah. A little sketch. All right. You want the whole text?
Tell me what we do here.
Okay, well, I'm going to read the text because it's kind of fun. So by reaching out with their mind, the vampire can tap into the senses of another mortal or vampire, seeing, hearing, feeling what they do. The user still retains their own perceptions and is still aware of their own surroundings, though the effect requires some getting used to. The user decides whether to tap into one, some, or all of the target senses. I am targeting all of the senses. What use on a stranger, this power requires line of sight and to initiate. However, it can be used over longer distances on someone who still has some of the user's blood in their body.
Okay.
So I'm going to try this. One rouse check. So let's do the rouse check here.
Because you pick up on the waft of Axe body spray.
Yeah, this is going to be miserable for you if it succeeds.
All the senses.
Hilarious. So I don't get hungrier. We're good with that. And dice pools resolve versus auspex, or resolve and auspex.
While you're doing that,
great.
Giselle, you kind of had a moment's pause when you saw this picture on Bastien's phone as it scrolled by. You didn't say anything to your companions, which is probably just as well. You've never really been one to share. Roll me your wits and awareness. Let's see.
All right.
Actually, you know what? Let's say wits and insight. We're going to see what you can discern from this photo.
That is one success.
Okay. Looking at the picture, you can kind of see some of the background. And it does remind you of the bar where you first met Taja. It's not close to here necessarily. It's actually closer to downtown where some of the more metropolitan buildings are. It's an old sort of speakeasy style lounge with those like glass Tiffany lampshades and lots of dark wood everywhere. And it's called Faust. You think that might be where that photo was taken? Raina, how'd you do on that roll?
I got a 3.
All right. What does it look like when this ritual takes place?
So Raina's probably takes a seat back where she normally does a lot of her work, just because it's a comfortable big plushy chair. And she has her book in front of her. She doesn't need the book, but it's just something that like kind of helped jog her memory. And she kind of is this very animated person normally, and all of a sudden she just kind of like just zones out. So it's not like her eyes are rolling in the back of her head or anything, but like she's just not as the animated person. She can still talk to you. She could still like let you know what's going on, but she just kind of like drops into this like Zen state. And she is trying to perceive what Luvi is seeing so she can understand the surroundings.
Luvi, you can kind of feel Raina sort of probing into your mind. I'm not probing into you. Sorry, audience. Probing into your mind when she does this. It's all just a Tuesday for Luvi. Would you try and fight it, or would you just let it go? You've had a day already.
He kind of just lets it go. He's a little bit he's like, you know what? Whatever. Fine. Whatever. Fine. He is 100% riding on the scooter, kind of on sidewalks a little bit, and playing California Girls by Katy Perry unnecessarily loud.
All right. Raina. I don't want to speak for you and say that this is your absolute nightmare, but I'm pretty sure this is close. So as you're sort of pulled into Luvi's senses, you can see this sidewalk in front of you where people are ducking out of the way with the handlebars of a scooter in your field of vision. He lied. He's not anywhere close to La Palabra. He's probably still got another 10 minutes or so before he gets there. You hear California Girls really loud, but you also pick up the sort of off-key, pitchy singing of not only Louvier, but also some of the people who he's flying past on the sidewalk, who are really getting into it. You can taste blood with just a little bit of like a metallic taste, maybe body glitter on your tongue. There's an overpowering stench of Axe body spray and raw sewage. It is blinding. And you can feel the rush that Luvi has gotten from eating this bachelorette party, but you also sort of feel the griminess that he was struggling to overpower there. So if you tap into Luvier's senses, all of that swings at you at once.
Oh, wow. This is what it's like to be Luvi.
So, and you said Raina, like, that Luvi knows that Raina is kind of tapping into his senses?
He can feel it. I doubt that this is the first time this has happened. So I get the sense that you would probably know what was going on. Yeah.
Okay. There's a lot to take in here. Okay. Luvi needs to learn how to drive.
Ooh,
Some sort of
usually I
scoot.
don't have a passenger. Usually I'm just talking to myself, and now it's me, myself, and De La Vega.
So awkward.
I can't hear you.
There is this overwhelming feeling for you, Raina, of like a blissful cocksuredness that you wouldn't have otherwise, but it's empowering in a way.
Huh. Okay.
We are.
Yes. All right. Clearly can't drive. Lied about being close by.
Oh, God damn it.
Close-ish to oh, what is that smell? Oh my god. It's like invading my nose. It smells like that disgusting stuff that you smell in a drugstore and you walk down the men's aisle. But at the same time, it smells like the stench of death of when Carmina took her shoes off when she was in the sewer. It smells like that.
Excuse me?
The sewer.
It was not from me taking off my shoes, thank you. It's from the sewer.
You keep telling yourself that.
Focus.
Excuse me?
And there's a taste of blood. Didn't you say he said Percival? There's blood on the floor with Percival. There
Mm-hmm.
But there's more of a metallic, like, oh, it's like something would be stuck in your like teeth, kind of like gritty a little bit. Can't quite pick that up. Does he have a scooter? Does he know how to drive a scooter? And she pulls back, like, out of his head, like that was enough for her.
I think the last thing you'll hear is him saying, I do not know how to drive this thing.
Accurate. Terrible driver and listening to the worst song in the world. California. This is a screechy sound person screaming California girls.
Great.
Yeah. So sewer smelling, blood tasting, smelling like Axe body spray.
And here I thought you'd just find him in bed somewhere.
You know, I was kind of hoping for that.
That's why she went after all the senses, you guys. We're saucy tonight.
Shit, I got picked a different time. I should have done this earlier. Give me like a text, be like, hey, Luvi, 5 minutes. You're coming with me.
Okay.
Well, great. So
handle here. Yes. Mm-hmm. How would you like to handle this, Carmina?
I'd like for him to get his ass over here.
Incoming in about 4 minutes.
Great.
Guessing. In the meantime, who's going to break all the news to him? Not it.
Carmina has sunk back into a chair that she has reserved for herself in her room. It's this dark red tufted velvet high back chair that has this like kind of balloon top over it, and it casts the shadow over her face, and you could kind of just see her lips from the bottom, and she's very displeased. He'd better get his ass over here fast.
Mm-hmm.
About 4 minutes pass. Louvier, you bring your scooter to a halt outside of La Palabra. You kind of take a moment to gather it all together. And
Well, one of my emergency perfumes and kind of just.
What is the anti-Axe body spray? Like, what do you use to counteract that?
Dagger perfume.
All right, Patchouli. So as you're entering, an impossibly large man is leaving at the same time. 6'9", built like a brick shithouse, with a flat top haircut.
You look like a barn. Call me a farmer. What is your name?
Bastien, from just inside the door, leans over the counter and yells at you. This one's mine.
Well, obviously not if they're leaving, sweetie.
Louvier, fuck off.
Yeah, well, hi, your name must be off.
What?
Not you, the big one.
That was him.
Oh.
Sorry, I can't do a lot of man voices.
That's fine. I'll do it for you. Don't worry. I got you. What is happening? I blame you for this.
I broke Gabe, guys.
Hi. What are you doing here?
I was leaving.
Why?
Well,
do we hear the shouting from upstairs?
Probably. I was told to several times, pretty emphatically, actually.
Oh, by the ladies, right?
Yeah, the Carmina is terrifying.
Bitch.
Well, I wouldn't say that. You do hear the shouting. Do you come out and see what's going on, guys?
No, Carmina texts one of her concierge staff to escort Louvier over to us.
Do you text one of the big guys or do you text good old reliable Trevor?
You know what? I would text one of the big guys, but I don't want to turn Louvier on. So I know that I just call for Trevor.
If you were to step out onto the balcony of like sort of the landing of the staircase that leads up to Raina's office right now, what you would see, the doors of La Palabra are open right now. Louvier holding one open with his hand and Geronimo holding the other open as they stand there and exchange a few words. Bastien is leaned over the counter making threatening gestures at Louvier. And little Trevor, who's like 5'3" in this short-sleeved button down with a tie, has just come walking out of the connecting room with the Magnus Hotel. Mr. Bateo, I need you to come with me.
Okay. Look, if you have any issues with them, my number is blah, 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 blah. I can probably negotiate for you if you need something. Text me anytime.
Okay. Thanks, but Bastien said he could help me with anything I needed. So. Yeah,
but Bastien's like a puppy. I'm more like a wolf. Bye. Come on, follow Trevor.
If looks could kill, you'd die twice the way Bastien is staring at you. Mm-hmm. Trevor just kind of gestures up the stairs.
Bastien, I'm simply just trying to keep you on top of your game. But what could I expect from a bottom? And then I go up the steps.
Fucking shots fired. You swing open the door to Reina de la Vega's infamous, really, spectacular suite. Again, there's sort of like beautiful like drapery everywhere. It has some very plush throw pillows on the ground, and it's very luxe in here. Carmina and Giselle sort of sit off to one side. I don't know if either one of you got up.
Face is still half in shadow.
Carmina is dramatically sitting in her thinking chair, as you've come to call it, Louvi. And as you stand there, staring upon the disappointed faces of your coterie, that's where we'll end this evening.
I'm in trouble.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, no. God, also, can you imagine if Raina had looked through my senses the minute I had walked out and heard that monologue? God, I'd be dead again.
I really wanted, like, if that sense ever comes up again, I want it to be when Louvier is not getting what he wants.
So most
because
of the
he
time,
just digs in his heels and gets real shitty about it. It's my favorite.
Yes.
So thank you guys for joining us for episode 3 of season 2 here at the Nightlife, where we figured out what Luby's been up to. The answer is a whole lot of shenanigans. Clearly he's made some new friends, including Felipe.
Which one?
Made some new enemies like
friends.
Sid. You know, it's been a time. It's been a time. And there's a lot of information that's going to get passed back and forth during our next episode, where we'll be using it to prepare for this Elysium that everyone's been invited to. Sure, nothing will go wrong there and no secrets will be revealed.
Shopping episode.
Shopping episode. I do want to give special thanks to Cynthia, Nura, and Jen for this episode, because they had to just sit for so long. So thank you guys so much. We'll go around and do cool activities here in a second. But first, before I forget, I want to take the opportunity to wish Jen a happy belated birthday. Jen, happy birthday. We love you so much. We're so proud of you and everything that you're doing.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, Gabe, what you got going on right now?
A whole lot. I haven't been here since. I'm now the senior game designer over at Steamforged, working on a whole bunch of funky things that are coming up soon. The major project that I've been like quiet about for months is finally getting announced this next month, so I'm excited about. Other than that, I don't know. I've been like sleeping more, going on walks again, exercising. I'm going to
Nature.
A private Pilates class tomorrow. So I don't know. I feel like a functioning adult. Half. That's it.
That's pretty rad. Cynthia, what about you?
Oh, hey, y'all. Yeah, I'm on a couple of different shows, which has been quite fun. Actually, some of the Raiders came in earlier from the show that I was previously on, which is Marvel TTRPG, where we're doing a play test of Marvel, which has been great. I think my character just debuted tonight, so that was fun. So if you want to check that out, go on Kira858. They may be in the chat right now. They can post the Twitter link to go watch Marvel playtest if you're into superheroes, which was a lot of fun. I was on the Gax Pack last weekend. I believe I'm coming on back this weekend. So if you want to see me play some D&D on Sunday, go check out the Gax Pack. It'll be all on the social medias. Obviously playing Vampire here. And I'm getting up to my, I guess I could probably say this now. I am DMing for the first time, my own D&D show. On my session 0 this week, and then starting September, school will be back in session, and I will talk more about that in a bit. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing, and also sleeping, just like Gabe.
Teach me your ways, Nora. I hope you wrote it all down.
I did. Buckle up. This is a lot. First of all, I want to say thank you for everybody who came out to our to San Diego Comic-Con for our panel on people of color in the TTRPG space. We had a great turnout, and thank you for watching our special Goonies board game test play from the Funko VIP Lounge that was streamed from Realmsmith TV. I am going to be a contributing author on this Kickstarter that is live now. It is Helgard, Curse of Cana by Granite Glyph Publishing. So please check that out. Back at all that info is on my Twitter. I am going to be at San Diego Comic-Con, not San Diego, Gen Con. Coming up, sorry, lots going on. Gen Con coming up. I am going to be doing a game every day of the con. So Thursday, August 4th, from noon to 3:30, I'm going to be doing a live play of Black Dice Society. We're going to be streaming a live game from Gen Con Friday through Sunday, I'm going to be playing a game with Glass Cannon Network. Friday is going to be our huge show. We're going to be doing this really fun thing where it's going to be an audience interactive improv. You guys call the shots, shenanigans and chaos will ensue. It's going to be a fun time. Saturday, we're going to be playing Scum and Villainy. It's going to be this space adventure. It's going to be streamed live from the Glass Cannon booth on the floor at booth 174. Sunday, I'm going to be playing Vampire the Masquerade with Glass Cannon Network, also from booth 174. It's going to be at 10 a.m. It's going to be fun times. Follow me at Neurological, and I will keep you updated on all the fun things. And then regularly, you can catch me on Thursdays streaming Black Dice Society, and Fridays our Call of Cthulhu Masks of Nyarlathotep campaign called Time for Chaos is Fridays at 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Pacific on the Glass Cannon Network.
10 a.m. is like the worst time for vampires. I'm just going to throw that out there. Like, anyway. Yeah, you'd have to write all that down. Holy shit, Nora.
I know.
Jen?
Yes. I am Jen Kretschmer. You can find me on Twitter as @DreamWisp. You can find me streaming on Twitch as DreamWispJen. Mondays, I'm usually on my channel. Tuesdays, I am on Children of Erte on Demiplane's channel. Wednesdays, I'm here. Fridays, I am on Radiant Stories with some of the authors from Radiant Citadel over on Never Ending. It's a really fun show, and I am playing a cottagecore bard. Because, why not?
Amazing.
Tomorrow, I am giving the keynote speech at Generation Analog, which is a convention about analog gaming. I will be talking about accessibility and other things, embodiment in games, who's allowed to play and who is represented in gaming, and so on and so forth. So tickets are free. You can find links on my socials if you would like to attend. It will be at 4:30 Pacific. And we'll be doing Q&A and stuff afterward. And other things to come when I can talk about them. But yeah, stuff coming up soon.
Amazing. And I'm still your storyteller. My name is still Diana D'Amico. I don't have nearly the breadth of things going on right now that these lovely folks do because all of my stuff is hidden by NDAs. Yay! But hopefully I'll get to talk about those things soon. I'm doing a lot more writing these days than I am actual plays. So hopefully I'll be able to share some of that stuff with you guys soon, including my very first self-published RPG. It's a little 20-pager called Robits about household robots who have to puppy sit. So that's the thing that's happening soon. I too will be at Gen Con. I have a couple of panels, and then I'll be doing some events for Renegade, including the RPG meet and greet on Thursday evening from 7 to 9, as well as the Hunter release party Friday night from 7 to 9. So you can catch me there. I'm always happy to talk about the World of Darkness at length, annoyingly so. Sorry, guys, that's all you get from me. 100% World of Darkness all the time. If you catch me on the show floor on Thursday, I am going to be bringing some of the handmade dice goodies that I've been working on lately to give out to folks. And I look forward to seeing everybody there. So again, we'll all be busy next week, but go back, watch the Hunter series, take a look at season 1, remind yourself exactly what horrible things these vampires did. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye, everybody.